Oh my goodness, we won again. We won again. Arsenal Football Club won another match. I don't know if you guys can actually believe this, but we're actually going into games confident of winning, and we're not getting disappointed. We're actually coming out of those games with wins. I am so happy today. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. Let me know your thoughts on the game. I'll start right away with the positives. I hope you can hear me. I'm just talking and I don't even know if you guys can hear me. I'm hoping you can hear me. First of all, let's start with the positives right away. First, that is the first time we've beaten Leicester home and away since 2015, 2016. Yeah, we never beat them home and away. Every time we win at their place, they either come to our place and beat us or draw. We usually go to their place and lose. This time round, we've beaten them 2-0 at home and 2-0 away. So this season, we've beaten Leicester City 4-0 on aggregate. Remember at the beginning of the season when everyone was saying, if Maddison goes to Arsenal, it's going to be a downgrade? Doesn't look like a downgrade now. It actually looks like if he came to us, it would have been an upgrade. But you don't really actually need him. We have Odegaard now. That is the first positive. Second positive, that is 5 wins in a row. Arsenal have won 5 games in a row. And it could easily have been 10, be it not for City scoring against us in the last minute. We all know what's happened against Manchester City. We literally considered a penalty that maybe should have never been a penalty and they scored in the last minute. We would have gotten something from that game. And second, the game against Burnley, you should really have won it. We had countless number of shots, but you didn't score in that game. So it could easily have been 10, 11 games winning in a row. That is the second positive. There are so many positives we're going to go into this in this video, because there were so many. Let me go straight to the third one. Saka didn't play that well like he usually does every other day. But the good thing is we don't even need Saka to play 100% well, because other players can step up. Players like Odegaard can step up, Partey can step up, Cedric can step up, Ben White can step up. We have a lot of players who can step up. 2 seasons ago, it was all Aubameyang. If Aubameyang didn't score, it was done for us. Last season, it was all Smith Rowe, all Saka. This season, we have a lot of players who can step up, and the team spirit is perfect. Everyone is looking together. Every time a player scores, you can see the togetherness. Whoever scores, they don't even care. Whoever plays these days. Last season, every time, let's say, Willian started instead of Pepe, fans were onto Arteta's head. Why are you starting Willian instead of Pepe? Or if Saka was on the bench, why are you starting Saka on the left side? There was a lot of drama last season. This season, I literally do not even care who starts. Every time I look at the team news, is it Martinelli, is it Smith Rowe? Well, okay, if it's Martinelli, fine. If it's Smith Rowe, fine. If Odegaard is on the bench, Smith Rowe is starting, fine. If Saka is on the left, Pepe is on the right, I literally do not care because I know those players will perform. I am absolutely buzzing. That is 5 wins in a row, and that means we are going to stay ahead of United for another at least 1 month, because we play again on Wednesday. United don't, and West Ham don't. Tottenham play again on Wednesday, and we play next weekend, and Man United don't. So the next United will play a game will be in April. So we have the chance of going 7 points ahead of them before they play next. I know that's just, I'm just saying because I know we have Liverpool on Wednesday, no guarantees we're going to win that. But if we can get a point from that and beat Aston Villa, all of a sudden we are 5 points ahead, 5 or 4 points ahead of Man United with a game in hand still, I'd definitely take that. So I did predict a 3-1 win against Leicester. I thought they would definitely score, but who said they would definitely score when you have Ramsdale in goal? Do you guys know who Aaron Ramsdale is? I'm absolutely buzzing. Keep letting me know who your man of the match was. What did you make of the game? There's 40 of you watching on Facebook and YouTube. I appreciate it. Hit the like button and let's get straight into the match reaction. I've been talking and talking. I'm really happy. You can tell I'm really happy. So let's get into the starting lineups. Let's start with Arsenal's lineup from today. So this was our lineup. As I said, I literally do not care who starts. I'm just okay with whoever starts because the team spirit right now is perfect. Ramsdale obviously started in goal. I don't think that will ever change until the end of the season anyway. I actually kind of imagine we've seen the last game of Leno. I don't think we'll ever see Leno playing again unless Ramsdale gets an injury, or hopefully not, or gets a red card or something. Gabriel, Ben White, Cedric, and Tini at the back. I am obviously a bit worried about the injuries for Tomiyasu. We really need him to come back, especially against Liverpool, although Cedric has been really good for us. In midfield, we had Xhaka and Partey. That's another one I don't think it will change until the end of the season. Xhaka and Partey will always start, I think, unless one of them is suspended. Maybe we don't have to wait too long for that. Maybe one of them will get another red card very soon, and then we can see Lokonga. Odegaard plays as the 10, obviously. Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left, and Lacazette up front. Again, 2 months ago, people are talking about why is Lacazette starting. I don't know if there's any of you still asking why Lacazette is starting football matches. I know he doesn't score goals, but I surely cannot be asking why Lacazette is still starting Arsenal football games right now. Like everything literally goes through him and Saka. Like literally everything goes through him. So it does help us a lot. On the bench, Leonard Tavares holding El Neni, Lokonga, Pepe, Nketiah, Smith-Rowe, and Swanson. Nothing much to say about that. That's the same bench. Smith-Rowe, obviously, you'd expect Smith-Rowe, Pepe, and Nketiah to come in. You'd expect Lokonga, El Neni, and Holding to come in if we are winning 2-1 or something and you need to waste time. But that was our lineup for today, as expected. Good to see Smith-Rowe back, but you definitely need Tomiyasu back as well. For Leicester, now, as you can see, Leicester's bench was obviously almost stronger than their starting lineup. Now, the reason for that is possibly because they have a Conference League game. They played against Rennes on Thursday, or Rennes, if you want to call them Rennes. I call them Rennes because they're French, and next week they're also playing the second leg against Rennes. So I think they're taking the Europa Conference League more seriously than the Premier League. That is why they're resting players. So they started with Schmeichel, who was surprisingly complaining about the penalty. Soyuncu, Amate, Pereira, and Thomas at the back. They had Dewsbury, Hall, and Mendy in midfield. As you can see, no Ndidi, no Tielemans. Those are the first choice for them. On the right, they had Albrighton, Maddison as the 10, Barnes on the left, Iheanacho up front. And we literally kept Maddison quiet for the entire game. I did not see him. On the bench, Jakupovic, Vestergaard, Justin, Chaudhary, Tielemans, Ndidi, Lukman, Perez, and Patson Daka. Those were the lineups from today. Leicester obviously resting players, and for Arsenal are definitely comfortable with the team. Whoever starts, I really do not care. So my prediction was 3-1 before the game. Let me know what your prediction was. And from the lineups, I actually expected us to score the 3 goals and maybe not concede, because their lineup without Vardy. Vardy is the guy who always scores against us. I think Vardy has scored like 11 goals or something against us. He just needs one more to be the all-time Premier League top scorer against Arsenal. So he'll beat Drogba, he'll beat Darren Bent, he'll beat Wayne Rooney. He just needs one more goal to have scored more goals than anyone else against Arsenal in the Premier League. That is just crazy. So that was the team from today. In terms of stats, on the left, let me just do this. So above my head, we had 46% possession. They had 54. There's a time they had 95% and we had 5%. That is just crazy. We had 21 shots and they had 6. What I love about Arsenal again these days is the number of shots we are taking. Last season, you'd remember the time we were playing against Villarreal, the time we were playing against Olympiacos, those kind of teams. There's some games where we used to finish with only 3 shots, only 2 shots on target, only 1 shot on target. These days, I am seeing us taking 20 plus shots on average. Like I think against Leeds back in December, we had close to 30 shots, like 20 of them in the first half. Against Norwich, we did the same thing. Against City, we tested their goalkeeper several times. Against which other team have we played recently? Against Burnley, we should really have won that game. We had like 20 shots in that match. So we are definitely creating chances and testing the goalkeeper. And we're not just creating chances from the right side. No, we can use Martinelli's side. We can use Tierney. We can use Cedric to cross the ball. We can use Saka. Odegaard can be a guy from midfield as well. Xhaka's long ball as well always helps. Ben White can pick out a pass. I'm absolutely loving that. Shots on target, we had 8. They had 3. Off target, we had 4. They had 1. We had 9 blocked shots. They had 2 blocked shots. We had 2 corner kicks. They had 6. One of the few times where we didn't have more corners than the opposition. But again, another thing I love about Arsenal these days, the corner kicks. I think we're one of the best corner kick takers these days in the Premier League, believe it or not. We have conceded 100. Can I remember from the top of the head? I think we have conceded 121 corners and we've not conceded 1. 121 corners, we've not conceded 1. We are the only team not to have conceded from a corner kick in the Premier League. That is just crazy. This is Arsenal. Remember the Mustafi days, the Socrates days? We used to concede corner after corner. Now these days, and we're also scoring a lot of corners. Partey's second goal from a header this season. Gabriel has scored like 3 from corner kicks as well. Who else has scored from a corner kick? I'm pretty sure there's another. I think Chambers, before he left Arsenal, he scored from a corner kick as well in the Carabao Cup. Edin Nketiah scored as well from a corner. We've scored a lot of corners this season. This is not the usual Arsenal we know. In terms of offsides, we had 2, they had 0. They committed more fouls than us. Believe it or not, Arsenal Football Club did not pick up a yellow card in a football match. Arsenal did not pick up a yellow card in a football match. Arsenal Football Club. Which means, is the discipline going a bit up? Guys, this is just positive after positive after positive. We did not pick up a yellow card today in a team that has Jack and Partey. We had 3 big chances. We scored 2 goals. They had 1 big chance. We missed 2 big chances. We hit the woodwork once. Thomas Partey would have had a hat trick. In terms of counter attacks, we attempted 2. They attempted 1. Shots inside the box, we had 16. They had 4. Shots outside the box, we had 5. They had 2. Their goalkeeper made 5 saves. Our goalkeeper made 3. They made more passes than us. Again, one of the few times you'll see that happening at the Emirates. They had better accuracy in terms of passes than us. They better accuracy in terms of long balls. We had better accuracy in terms of crosses. We completed more dribbles. Possession lost. They lost possession more times. We won more duels. They won more aerial duels. Surprisingly, they made more tackles. We made more interceptions and more clearances. So those are the stats from the match. As you can see from the table, we are back in 4th, guys. We are actually back in 4th place on the table. We've played 26 games. Look at that. W. How many times do you see that from Arsenal? We've won 5 games in a row. 51 points, 43 goals scored, 29 conceded. How many teams have a better defensive record than us? I think like 4. City, obviously, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Wolverhampton. So 4 teams have a better defensive record than us, but only 2 teams have kept more clean sheets than us. That is Liverpool and Man City. And I think Ederson has 15. I think Ramsdale has 12. Obviously, for City, you'd expect them to keep a lot of clean sheets because they barely even concede shots. They barely concede shots. So I'm definitely happy with the stats and the table. And as I said, we still have 3 games in hand again above United or on United, and 3 of those games against Liverpool, Tottenham, and Chelsea. Now, people are saying Arsenal won't win any of those games, but surely we'll not lose all 3 of them. Even if we pick up 1 win from those 3 games, that still puts us how many points ahead of Man United? 4 points ahead of them, and you still have to face them at the Emirates Stadium, where we usually always beat Man United at the Emirates. I think from the last 6 times or something, they've beaten us once at the Emirates. So Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal all have 5 wins in a row, and I'm absolutely loving that. Definitely loving that. So let me see what you guys are saying. Let me see what you guys are saying. Tactical says Ramsdale. What a goalkeeper, man. I can't still believe that many of us were complaining about Ramsdale. I was not complaining about Ramsdale joining Arsenal, but I was talking about other preferences. Like I wanted Johnston from West Brom. I watched Johnston playing for West Brom yesterday. I am so glad we signed Ramsdale. Tactical also says, imagine we actually beat Brentford, Burnley, Everton like we should have. Exactly, top 4 would already be ours. That Everton game was a painful one. That Everton game, I think since then they've won like how many games? I think they've won like 1 since then as well. So if we beat Everton, even a draw from that game, we'd have been better off than we are right now. Burnley, we should definitely have beaten them. Brentford, I won't look too much into the Brentford game because the time we played Brentford, if you look at our lineup that day, Balogun started up front. Did El Neni started? I don't even remember. The squad we started with that day, I think only like 4 or 5 players are playing right now. Very many players are new. Tomiyasu did not play in that game. Odegaard, he didn't play in that game. Was it Tavares? I think Tavares didn't play in that game. We had like 6 players who didn't play in that game, basically. So I forgot about that Brentford game a long time ago, but the Burnley one and the Everton ones, yes. Lewis says, Laka's penalty. I hope you've been well, Glenn. I've absolutely been well. You look at me, I'm smiling, man. Arsenal is making me happy once again. It's definitely making me happy. And about Lacazette's penalty, very much needed. He had gone 9 games without scoring a goal. It would have been the first time in his Arsenal career where he would have gone 10 games without scoring. So I was really happy for him. And they were still complaining about the penalty. Like, it is so Arsenal. How can they check that penalty for 10 minutes? That is such an obvious penalty. How can you check that penalty for 10 minutes? It was, let me know, was this a penalty for you or do you think we were lucky? Because they were saying it was a bit, I don't know, unlucky or whatever. It was not purpose. He didn't do it on purpose or whatever they were saying. That was a definite handball. Partey was about to score his second goal. Partey was definitely about to score his second goal. So I don't know about you guys, but for me, it was definitely a penalty. I just don't like the fact that they checked it for 10 minutes. And even after scoring it, they're still complaining about it. Like, why? Why do these things always happen against Arsenal? Soundy G says great performance, 100%. Fasola, sorry, says love this match. Thank you for tuning in again. Shout out to everyone watching on Facebook as well. Tembo says very impressive. Exactly that. Leicester is one of those teams we never beat, and this season we've beaten them home and away. So there's something that is improving definitely with a clean sheet as well. With a clean sheet. Now, I think it would have been harder if they started with Vardy. I definitely think it would have been harder. I was so glad hearing Vardy was not going to play because he always scores against us. Good evening. How are you, Anu? Yes, we can hear you. Thank you, Ake. Anu says he's so happy when Saka holds ball, something is about to happen. As you know, Anu, as we always say, when Saka has the ball, you know something is going to happen. I think we need to start saying that about Odegaard as well, because what a player, man. What a player. I was one of those people, I'll put my hands up. I was absolutely gutted that you didn't sign Madison and we signed Odegaard. What do I know about football? Arteta knows better than all of us. Look at how Odegaard is playing, man. Look at how Odegaard is playing. Real Madrid must have so many good players not to even give Odegaard a chance from the bench. They must have a lot of good players, which they do. They beat PSG the other day. Tactical says Partey living up to expectations of fans. Today was one of his best, I think his best performance this season, if I'm not wrong. Finally, Ravi says big win today, but it's going to be tough for you, Mans, against Liverpool. Yeah, I know it's definitely going to be tough against Liverpool. Now, I think over the last couple of seasons, we've done better at home against them. I think we beat them 2 years ago, although they had already won the title. And last season, they beat us, I think, 2-0 or 3, something like that. I don't even remember. They've beaten us a lot of times. What I want to see is a performance. I don't know if Salah is going to play. He got injured yesterday, but again, they beat us without Salah the other day. So we just have to perform. We just have to perform. Last time when we went to Anfield, they wanted us to play a back five, just take care of Salah and Trent Alexander-Arnold on that side. Right now, I'm confident at home. Let's just stick with the back four and just see what happens. We were so close to getting something against Man City. Personally, I think Man City is a better team than Liverpool. I think they're going to create more chances like every single time more than Liverpool. So I don't know. I know Liverpool always beats us. So let's see. Even if they beat us, I don't think this is the kind of game we are looking at. Like, you know what, if we don't beat Liverpool, you're in trouble. No. United are supposed to play Liverpool next week. That game has been postponed because Liverpool will play in the FA Cup. But I think Liverpool will definitely beat Man United. Surely. I don't think United will go to Anfield and win. So I think those games kind of cancel each other out. But next week against Aston Villa, we have to keep on winning. Tactical says Casper complaining about the penalty when he literally miles off his line, shaking my head. You expect those kind of things against Arsenal. Why are they complaining on the penalty? It's Arsenal, Anu. It's Arsenal. Last week when Arteta gave the ball to Saka and he took a quick throw-in, they were even talking about that on Sky the next day, like, why is Arteta out of his touchline? I was like, what? Like, Arteta was not on the pitch and that goal was getting scored. HJ90, nice to see you. Odegaard, absolutely love it, man. What a player. What an absolute baller. Defender hand hit the ball. Yeah, it basically blocked it 100%. Our last 11 games, 9 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss, playing football the Arsenal way. I mean, I don't even think you would have guessed Arsenal would play this kind of way at the beginning of the season. A lot of people are complaining about Arsenal not creating chances. Every time we score 1 goal, Arsenal are defending, at least bringing on defenders. That used to happen for sure, and I was not happy. Like when you beat Burnley 1-0 and Norwich 1-0 at the beginning of the season, yes, we needed those wins, but they are not as convincing as you'd have wanted them to be. But right now, those first 30 minutes in that game, very, very good. Nonso says, up the Gunners. Love it, Nonso. Absolutely love it. So glad we got Odegaard over Maddison. Doesn't seem to be a downgrade. He should have joined Arsenal. He should have definitely joined Arsenal. But Odegaard is great. Now, what I don't want at Arsenal right now is individual players. Now, I don't think Aubameyang was an individual player. Would I have kept Aubameyang in January until the end of the season? Yes. I'm happy he's doing well at Barcelona, and I'm definitely happy you're doing well. But right now, what you're seeing is a team. I love, like, everyone seems to be close to each other. I saw Odegaard's interview after the game with Thomas Partey. They absolutely love each other. If you see Gabriel and Ben White together, they're always close. When you see Ramsdale talking with, let's say, Xhaka, always so close. Right now, you know things are going well when Partey is scoring goals, when we're not talking about Xhaka that much, making mistakes. Ben White, that was one of Ben White's best performance again. Like that block in the first half, clinical. Seriously, Odegaard is something else. Very, very special. So in terms of how the game went, we started very, very quickly. As I said, Martinelli had a chance in the 7th minute. It was ruled out offside. But then Thomas Partey in the 11th minute, we scored very early. Yet another corner. That is another improvement Arsenal have made this season. Not just scoring from corners, but the corner kick takers. Saka, Martinelli, and Odegaard all take beautiful corners. Even Cedric is taking very, very good corners. And it seems like we are working on it for sure. Like the way he went, like it was a near post corner, basically. The way Partey ran to the near post, it was already planned. Like it was a spectacular corner, spectacular corner. Yeah, I'm very happy. I'm confusing myself. So it was a very good corner and a very, very good finish. Very, very good finish from Partey. Again, we saw the same thing against Aston Villa. But the goal Partey scored against Aston Villa was not even as good as this one. I think that one hit his shoulder. This one was perfect header, and you love to see it. So, as I said, we scored a few corners this season a lot, and Leicester conceded, I think they've conceded more than 10 corners this season. So we had to take advantage of that, and we did. In the 16th minute, the commentator said something that I actually didn't know. Saka has now played 100 games under Mikel Arteta. He's the only player to have played 100 games under Mikel Arteta. That seems a lot of games because Saka only joined us like when? Like he started playing like during the COVID season, most games. Like he has already played 100 games under Mikel Arteta, the only player to play 100 games under Mikel Arteta, which means he's very consistent and Arteta definitely trusts him. Now, we obviously will still talk about him getting a rest somewhere, but obviously not now. We definitely need to keep on winning, and Saka is a mainstay. But as I said, I don't even care if Martinelli starts on the right next week and Smith Rowe starts on the left and Saka gets a rest. I'm just buzzing with how the team is playing. Partey obviously hit the post in the 18th minute. He could have had a hat-trick today. One of the best shots is taken, and then that Ramsdale save. What a goalkeeper, man. What an absolute ball of a goalkeeper. That save from Barnes' header, that was a goal. You could see from Roger's face, he was shocked that Ramsdale made that save. But that is what Ramsdale does. Last time when he played Leicester, he made the save of the season. Do I still have it here? When he played Leicester last time, he made this save, and that is still the save of the season from that Maddison free kick. And he made another one today again. If you were to do a player ratings of the entire season right now, I think I'd actually give Ramsdale something like a 9 out of 10. What a guy he's been. And the way he celebrates every time we score, the way he celebrates every time he keeps a clean sheet. He has kept 12 clean sheets this season. He didn't even play the first 3 games. Like the likes of Ederson and Alisson have played like almost every single game. So very, really, really happy to see that. Thank you for the super sticker, IK. Really, really happy. I used to make jokes about sending all the super chats to Arsenal to buy players. I don't think we need to do that anymore right now. I believe in Arteta and I do whatever they're doing at the moment. Definitely believe in them. Anu says, joy to watch Odegaard. Absolute joy, absolute joy. And then halftime, okay, the last 20 minutes in the first half were not good at all. We were under the cosh the entire 20 minutes. I think the position was 90% for Leicester, 10% for Arsenal. We were all over the place. I just wanted halftime. Literally wanted halftime. Halftime came. Luckily, we kept the lead 1-0. The 49th minute, Xhaka had that handball again. Xhaka handled the ball before the ball went outside. Only Xhaka can do that. The time he literally just grabbed the ball before it went out. Only Xhaka can do something like that. But anyway, didn't get a booking for that. And then Saka had a chance in the 50th minute, and then penalty time. In the 57th minute, we got the penalty. They were complaining about it as usual. They always complain about these things when it comes to Arsenal. And Lacazette, what a penalty, man. What a penalty. At the beginning of the season, you would remember Lacazette did miss a penalty, right? He missed a penalty against West Ham, and Aubameyang missed a penalty against Watford. And which other team did Aubameyang miss a penalty against? I know Foster saved, or Martinez. Yeah, Martinez saved Aubameyang's penalty. So Aston Villa and Watford, we missed penalties, and then Lacazette missed against West Ham. But Lacazette has since scored against Norwich and in this game as well. And I think he scored a couple in the Carabao Cup as well. So very, very good penalty. I've never seen him taking a penalty like that. And it still remains. He's only missed 1 penalty at Arsenal. I think he's taken more than 20. So he's the go-to guy for penalties. And at this moment, I was very happy. I knew we were going to take the 3 points. We were comfortable. I still expected them to create a couple of chances, maybe get a goal, because their bench, Leicester's bench, was really good. Like they could bring in Patson, Daka, Perez, Lookman, DD, Tillemans, Chaudhary, Justin, Vestergaard. Their bench is actually better than us. I don't know if you agree. I think their bench is better than us because, yeah, let's be honest, their bench is better than ours. Swanson is a youngster. I mean, Ketia, yes, but not all that. We all know Holding is a defender, Tavares is a defender, Len is a goalkeeper. Only Smith Rowe and Pepe really excite you from the bench. And to be honest, only Smith Rowe can really, really 100% excite you from that bench. But for Leicester, they had a few players on the bench, as I said, mostly because they have a European game in midweek, maybe we'll be worrying about European games next season. I think we'll be back. I think we'll definitely be back in Europe. Champions League or not, that is something else. But we'll definitely be back in Europe. Whether it's going to be the Champions League or the Europa League, we'll definitely be playing European football next season. Anu says seriously, Ramsdale is a top goalkeeper. He kept us in the game. I think he's in the top 3 goalkeepers in the Premier League. I'm not being biased. I know Ederson is very good in terms of kicking. I think like in that is definitely better than Ramsdale. But I'd like these goalkeepers to be put like in front of a goal, like those challenges they make. I'd like them to take 20 shots against Ramsdale, 20 shots against Ederson, 20 shots against Alisson, 20 shots against Mendy. I'm going to put myself on the line and say I think Ramsdale will make more saves than Alisson and Ederson. I think Ramsdale would make more saves than Ederson and Alisson. I think Mendy is very good. I think Mendy would make maybe more than Ramsdale because he's a very good goalkeeper as well. But if we take 20 shots against Ramsdale and Ederson and Alisson, I think Ramsdale would make more saves and more camera saves as well. Ederson is in a very good team. Sometimes City concede like one shot in a game because they have the position throughout. But I don't know about you guys, but that is what I say about that. I think he would make more saves than them. In the second half, obviously, Lacazette scored that goal and he saved himself from going 10 games without scoring a goal. And then Tierney had that wonderful clearance in the 65th minute. They almost scored. Barnes almost scored. Tactical says get a draw versus Liverpool and top 4 is ours. Even if we lose, United will lose as well. Villa, whoever we need to beat. Now, that's Aston Villa. Aston Villa is a tough team. Let me be honest. You've seen what has happened against Aston Villa the last few seasons. They beat us home and away last season, and they didn't even actually have Steven Gerrard. They didn't have Coutinho. They didn't have this kind of players they have right now. If we can pick up 3 points at Villa Park, I will know we are very serious in getting that top 4 because that is a tough place to win. Watkins scored 3 goals against us last season. It's crazy. So if we get something from that game, not something at 3 points from that game, I'd be very, very happy. So ESR went off, came on for Gabi the 76 minutes. That's free throw for Gabriel Martinelli, who has been called to the Brazil team, by the way, for the international break. We have a game this week and another game next weekend, and then international break. And then Saka also went off, Pepe came on, and Nketiah came on, and Lacazette went off. Those are the changes from the game. Really, really happy with that. 3 points, another 3 points. We've beaten Wolves twice, we've beaten Leicester, we've beaten Brentford, and we've beaten Watford. So those are the 5 teams we've beaten. We should have beaten Burnley, could have been 6 wins in a row. So I'm really, really happy with that. Let me do this. Next up, we'll get into the player ratings, but keep sending in your man of the match. Who was your man of the match from this game? Let me see. So let's get into the player ratings right away. Let's see. Perfect. So easy. Perfect. So this will be put out as another video, so I have to kind of start this as a different video. So there we go again. Here we go again. Present. Awesome. I hate when Cam does that, but anyway, let's get to it. Let me know your man of the match as we go through the ratings, and let me know which kind of rating you give every one of the players. So 1, 2, 3, let's go. Let's get into the player ratings. First up is Aaron Ramsdale as usual, and today is going to get an 8. Last time against Leicester City, I think I gave him a 10 out of 10 against Leicester City last time because he made I think he made 12 saves last time he played Leicester. This time he only had to make 3 saves, but one of them was absolutely class save, and he kept us in the game. Basically, it would have been 1-1 if it wasn't for him. And another clean sheet for him, his 12th clean sheet of the season. Only Ederson and Alisson have more than him. So Aaron Ramsdale today gets an 8. Absolutely, is amazing. He's amazing. One of the best buys we've ever made the last 10 years, if I'm honest. Like, look at all the goalkeepers we've signed. Ospina, he was very short. He couldn't handle any balls from corners. Check. We thought he was going to bring us 20 points. He made several mistakes. Like, this is the guy. This is the one of the best signings we've made over the last 10 years. So Ramsdale gets an 8 for today. Next up, let's go to the fullback, Kieran Tierney. I've given him a 7. Yes, he was great. I don't think I can give him as high as Ramsdale because Ramsdale literally made the save of the game. But Tierney was, again, comfortable today, didn't make any mistakes, We kept a clean sheet. He was part of that team, and I'm very happy that he's remaining fit. He's not getting injured anymore. I hope he can keep on playing until the end of the season. Sometime back in October, November, Tavares was starting ahead of him, and I was a bit worried about him. But he's come back into the team. He's showing why he could possibly be Arsenal captain next season. Maybe him or Lacazette or Odegaard, but what a player. 7-14 today. The next fullback is Cedric. He also gets a 7. Now, the reason why you've kind of not missed Tomiyasu is because Cedric has been really good. Yes, Ramsdale has been good, but Cedric has been quite good as well. He hasn't made any glaring mistakes. I remember that he made a mistake against Watford last week when he had a couple of sloppy passes in that game. But since then, I don't think we can say like Cedric has made such bad mistakes. Like, guys, we've had some really terrible fullbacks over the years. My goodness, Andre Santos. I used to cry every time I saw Andre Santos in the starting lineup. Lichtsteiner. We got lied to that Lichtsteiner was one of the best defenders in Serie A. I remember him at Arsenal, very slow. So actually having a fullback who can play well and is a second choice fullback, I'm happy. Like Cedric has kind of upped his Arsenal, his Arsenal career. Like it was definitely going down. Like if you just asked me last season, Cedric's Arsenal career was like 2 out of 10 or 3 out of 10, as high as that, as low as that. So right now, if you ask me, like he's getting himself into the 6s, so he's doing well. He's doing well. So he's above average right now for the performances he's putting up. So 7 for him. And then the centre backs, my centre backs. This guy. Every time, I always tell you guys, every time you hear someone talking about Ben White is not playing well, 50 million for Ben White. Why did Arsenal pay 50 million for Ben White? Yeah. Why did Arsenal pay for Ben White 50 million? Why wasn't it 100 million? Because that was a bargain. 50 million was a bargain. Did you see that tackle in the first half? I don't remember who was about to shoot the ball, but it's very comfortable. If you see people talking, especially the journalists talking about how many mistakes Ben White does, how many mistakes has Ben White made this year? Just this year, let's go to 2022. How many mistakes has he done this year that have led to goals? Even if you look at the entire season as a whole, Brentford game was shocking, 100%. I agree with that. I remember Leeds, he gave away a silly penalty. Maybe one more or two more games. I can't remember any other game that was like, oh my goodness, Ben White is shambolic. Again, it's not only the fullbacks that are terrible for us. Remember the centre backs? You remember Sclachi? You remember Philip Senderos? You remember Miguel? You remember Mustafi? And we are complaining about having Ben White when he had such horrible centre backs. Absolutely not. Ben White gets an 8 for today. Very, very class performance. A Ben White masterclass. And since I've given him an 8, I think I have to give Gabriel an 8 as well. Very good performance. I don't think as good as Ben White today. I think Ben White's 8 is like 8.5, and I think Gabriel's 8 is just a plain 8. But again, very comfortable. We kept a clean sheet again today. Every aerial ball, I think Leicester City had 6 corners, and that helps when you have people like Gabriel and Ben White clearing the ball. And they also lied to us about Ben White not being good from headers. They lied to us again. They lied to us. That is why I always tell you guys, let's not listen to the media. If you listen to the journalists and the media, after the game, what I heard from the guys after the game, the pundits, the Tottenham fans and the United fans who are pundits talking about Arsenal, they were like, they didn't look at Arsenal winning the game. They were like, you know what, Arsenal, if Partey plays by himself in midfield against Liverpool, they lose. No one said you're going to play with Partey by himself in midfield. Let's focus on Arsenal winning. So Gabriel gets an 8 for today. Those are the defenders. Next up, let's get into midfield. I mean, what is going on? This is like the 3rd or 4th game I'm talking about Xhaka, and he's getting 7 and above. Granit Xhaka. Mind-blowing. Xhaka gets a 7 for today. I don't think he made any errors at all. Did he make any errors? Yeah, obviously the handball, that the ball didn't go out. Like, he needs to stop me doing such things. But apart from that, I think his positioning is okay. Maybe one time caught out of position because I don't think he's actually asked to play in midfield. I think he's asked to play further ahead. So as I said, he didn't make any mistakes, and I think it's comfortable. He didn't pick up a yellow card. That is always a positive for Granit Xhaka. That always gets him an extra point. So for today, I am going to give him a 7. Next up is his defensive partner. This one is not going to be a 7, guys. This is going to be a very strong 9 out of 10 for Thomas Partey. He got a goal. He also got an assist. He almost had 2 goals. By the way, like in FPL, that penalty, like it was a handball, but it was Thomas Partey's assist. Yes, in terms of Premier League assists, it won't count as a Thomas Partey assist, but he basically helped us get that penalty. So not only that, he scored a very good header again today, gave us a lead. That is a kind of start you need in a game like that. Take an early lead and make yourself comfortable. So Thomas Partey with that header, I'm definitely going to give him a 9. The man of the match. I hope you guys agree. Very, very strong performance. I don't think he's gotten a 9 again this season. I don't think I've given him a 9 before this season. So he's going to get a 9 for today. Man of the match. Next up is going to be Martin Odegaard. What a guy, man. What a player. What a player. I'm going to give him an 8. He didn't even get a goal. He didn't get an assist, but he's going to get an 8 because the way he's so comfortable on the ball, the way he makes things happen, those through passes to Martinelli, those through passes to Saka every single time. Like, we usually give the ball to Saka a lot of times, yes, but these days I don't feel scared at all, even if we give it to Martin Odegaard. Like, I know he's going to make something happen as well. He's very, very good. He doesn't dwell too much on the ball. Most of the times, it's just quick one-touch passes, and he's putting us right on the advantage again. And amazing player, man. Amazing, amazing player. So he's going to get an 8 for today, Martin Odegaard. Very, very good signing for us. Again, if you're to make a player rating for the entire season, I think I'd give him an 8. Actually, I'd give him an 8. Bukayo Saka gets a 7 for today. Now, he gets a 7, not his best performance, but the fact that he gets a 7 and he still won makes me happy deep inside, because I know we didn't have to depend on Saka to get the points today. Partey turned up, Odegaard turned up, Ben White turned up, Martinelli turned up. We didn't have to depend on Saka. He didn't score, he didn't assist, but he still got the points. You love to see it. I think after we scored the penalty, I was even asking for Arteta to remove him because I felt comfortable. And from the players who are coming from the bench, I was like, you know what? Bring in Smith Rowe, bring in Pepe. I don't care who you bring. We are good to go. So Saka gets a 7 for today. The next one is Martinelli. I've given him a 7. I do think he was slightly better than Saka, but I can't give him an 8 because he didn't get a goal and assist. But he was very good. He answers a couple of free kicks in that match. The corner kick, he got an assist. What am I talking about? I just remembered. It just hit me. He got an assist. What's a corner kick? What are you talking about, Glenn? He definitely got an assist. Should I give him an 8? Or should we stick to the 7? He actually got an assist. He got an assist for this Thomas Partey corner header. And it wasn't a beautiful corner like a Ward-Prowse corner or something like that, but it was, I think they had planned to take the corner like that. So I actually think I'm going to upgrade this. I think I'm going. How many minutes did he play? He played 76 minutes. I think he was better than Saka. So I'm actually going to give him an 8. So we'll change that to an 8 for Martinelli. Let me know if you agree. You're going to give Martinelli a 7 or an 8. Just remember he got an assist. You know, when I'm writing down these player ratings, I'm busy celebrating goals, so we don't even remember sometimes. So he's going to get an 8 anyway. And then the guy that everyone loves to hate, they usually call him like a threat. You know, all these names they call him. You know, they call him Arsenal don't have a striker, blah blah blah. Fine, but if you look at the goal involvements the last 10 games, he has many more than most of the other Premier League strikers. So every single game, I think he's gotten a goal or an assist every single game, like the last 5-6 games. The goal he's gotten today, and I think before against Southampton or something, but he usually at least gets an assist every single game. So he's definitely contributing to the attack. And I know some of you would still want to see Martinelli up front and Smith Rowe on the left. Maybe we will see that maybe once this season if Lacazette stays fit. But for me, I'm happy to keep Lacazette going. I'm happy to keep him going. He gives us a lot of energy on the pitch, very, very much so. Hit the like button on this video if you loved the way Lacazette took that penalty today. What a spectacular finish. No chance for Schmeichel. Schmeichel even started arguing and complaining about that penalty. He didn't actually believe how good the penalty was. It confused him, and he started complaining about the penalty. What a penalty. So I'm going to give him an 8 for today. Overall performance, very, very good. And also in terms of the penalty, obviously scored the goal that made us comfortable. I think I forgot to mention something about Odegaard. I'll come to that. Yeah, I think Odegaard made, I had it somewhere here. I think he made 5 something in the first half. Let me, another reason why I gave Odegaard an 8, in case you are wondering. And the other reason I gave Odegaard an 8, Martin Odegaard created 5 chances in the first half. That is the joint most he has made in a Premier League game for us this season. 5 chances in the first half. Like, what can you say? Like, you would have had a lot of assists today alone. Mikel Arteta, I'm going to give him an 8. I'll come to the substitutions. They aren't on for too long, that's why I'm talking about them that much. But Mikel Arteta gets an 8. Reasons, let's quickly go through them. One, that is the first time we're beating Leicester home and away. Since 2015, 2016, we never beat them home and away. Number 2, that is 5 wins in a row. Again, spectacular. Like, I think this is the second time you're doing that this season. We are getting runs together. And if you can get runs together, perfect. I think we have a decent home record this season as well. Last season, it was shambolic. We lost to Burnley at home. We lost to Wolves at home. We drew with Fulham. We almost lost to Fulham last season at home. We lost to Man City. We lost to Liverpool. We lost a lot of home games last season. This season, it's only Chelsea and Man City who have beaten us at home. And obviously Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, but you're talking about the Premier League. So the teams we are supposed to beat, we are beating them. That is what I love about what is happening right now. Number 3, we are actually putting teams under pressure a lot, especially at home this season, or even away. The first 20 minutes, we are creating very, very many chances. We're not starting the games out slow, and passing it around, back to Ben White, back to Ramsdale. We're not doing that. These days, it's like very quick. Like the first 20 minutes, we usually have like 6-7 shots already testing the goalkeeper. I love to see that. Number 3, obviously, you'll never stop talking about how we started the season very poorly. We started the season very, very poorly, and for us to bounce back like this, for Arteta to bounce back after that January transfer window, I was one of those guys complaining like, why didn't you make any signings? We needed a midfielder, we needed a striker. They didn't, and since then, we've not lost a game. We've not lost a game since January transfer window, and you're heading into April now. So that is very, very good to see. Very, very good to see. His starting lineup is very consistent. You love to see it. He doesn't make any silly changes. Somehow, everyone in the team seems to be happy. I know the bench players might not be 100% happy, but I don't see any conflicts at the moment. Yes, he did have that conflict with Aubameyang. I wish it would have ended better, because I think Aubameyang did well at Arsenal. I think Arteta is doing well right now, but I think he's doing great. I've also kind of stopped hearing about people talking about Arteta out. I've not heard a lot of that. 5 months ago, when someone else started instead of someone else, people are like, Arteta doesn't know his job. Why is Pepe not starting? Why is Willian playing? Why is this one playing? Why is this one not in the starting lineup? There was a lot of that. But nowadays, as I said, I don't even care who starts, whether he wants to start with Nketiah up front or Ben White in midfield. Things are working out. So well done to Arteta. If we don't get top 4, will it be a failure of a season? I still don't think so, but we've done so well this season that we've gotten ourselves in such a good position. Man United are next to us, but they still have how many games to go? They only have 9 games to go. If you look at it like this, Man United have 9 games to go this season. One of them is against Liverpool. One of them is against Chelsea. One of them is Arsenal away. When you start looking at it like that, you're like, we're surely going to get top 4. When you start looking at the Arsenal fixtures as well, we are going to face Newcastle. Newcastle are not an easy team to play against anyway. Newcastle, Aston Villa. I know we still have tough games. I know you have to play Liverpool. We have to go to West Ham. Those are tough games, but some of those games, even if we get a draw, perfect. And I think if we beat Tottenham, against Tottenham and against Man United, if we pick up a minimum of 4 points from those games, I think we'll definitely get top 4. It would have been better if United drew with Tottenham the other day, but you always expect Tottenham to beat Tottenham. Tottenham are always Tottenham. They'll always bottle it. So Arteta gets an 8 for today. The bench players, I didn't even make graphics for them because they weren't on for too long. I'm going to give Pepe a standard 5. He wasn't on for too long. Did I even see him doing anything really? I don't think so. He was only on for 9 minutes only. Smith Rowe gets a 6. I think he was okay for the 15 minutes he was on. And Edin Nketiah gets a 5. He was only on for like 4 minutes. So those are the player ratings. Thank you for watching. Next up, let's see what you guys are saying in the comments section. I'm really happy, guys. Don't forget, we have a game on Wednesday against Liverpool, and we have a game on Saturday against Aston Villa. So we'll play 2 games before United play again. So by the time United play next, we'll have played 28 games, and they will have played 29. But Our remaining 2 games in hand will be against Chelsea and Tottenham, and their game in hand will be against Liverpool. So I'm telling you, things are looking good at the moment. We have to keep on winning, and we have to keep on hoping they keep dropping points. Tactical says Partey man of the match. Anu says it's a tight call between Partey and Odegaard. I don't know who is man of the match. I think it has to be Partey today. Ramsdale 8, my keeper. Tierney, what a bargain, 7. I actually still can't believe we got Tierney at Arsenal. We targeted him for like a year, and during that transfer window where we signed Tierney, we kept on talking about Tierney every single day for like 3 months until we signed him. And I was like, why are they talking about Tierney all the time? Just look for another defender. Look for another defender, please. What do I know about football? Tierney is one of the best left backs in the world. Like over the years, Ashley Cole, the kind of traitor, he used to be a very good left back, very good actually. But after that, Clichy was okay, but Clichy never used to score goals, and the number of assists he used to get were not that many. Kieran Gibbs used to get a few goals here and there, but Tierney can provide assists, he can score goals. He started the season very slowly, and he's definitely improved. So great to see that. Ben White, 8 amazing clearances, tackles, passing, amazing signing. Very good. Again, if you hear people talking about Ben White being a poor signing, they're trying to reach. Let me ask you, who has been the better defender between Ben White and Varane this season? Gabriel, 8 Stonewall again. Xhaka would be a great rugby player. Oh my goodness, he'll get try after try. The conversions it made. How many shots did he have off target today? He'd have a lot of conversions. Glenn, you have done well in the rating. Thank you, appreciate it. Again, as I always say, the ratings will not be accurate 100%. In fact, let me do a recap in case anyone just joined. I gave Mikel Arteta an 8. I gave Lacazette an 8. Martinelli a 7. Bukayo Saka 7. No, let me correct that. I gave Martinelli a 7 initially. I upgraded that to an 8 since he got an assist from the corner. Bukayo Saka gets a 7. Martin Odegaard gets an 8. Thomas Partey gets a 9. Granit Xhaka gets a 7. Gabriel gets an 8. Ben White gets an 8, but I think Ben White is better than Gabriel. Cedric gets a 7. Tierney gets a 7. And Aaron Ramsdale gets an 8 because of that saves that kept us in the game. Lacazette, what a penalty, says Tactical. Martinelli, 8, beautiful dribbling. He got an assist, by the way. Yep, just remember that. Owino says, very impressive Gunners. Subair, I hope I'm saying your name right. I always see in my comments, by the way, I appreciate it. Let me use, believe it or not, your first name is actually easier than your second name. Oluwasei, love it. Odegaard is far more better than Maddison. Who is Maddison? Lamin says, good evening, my brother. Hope you and family are well and okay. I will keep the family, maybe not so, because I do have a couple of Chelsea fans and United fans, so they're not happy. But me, don't worry about me. I'm absolutely buzzing. Partey 9, this is the man we knew was coming. He's been incredible this year. And yeah, really love it, man. Really love it. Keep sending in your thoughts on the game. For me, man of the match is Thomas Partey, his best performance this season. In terms of the stats, for those who are just joining, one is Saka became the first player to play 100 games under Mikel Arteta today. That means he's been very consistent. Arteta really believes in him and he keeps on playing. You love to see it. Odegaard created 5 chances in the first half. That is the most he's made this season. Number 3, that is the first time we're beating Leicester home and away since 2015-2016, the season where they won the Premier League title. Very good to see. Arsenal 5 wins in a row. We've won every single game since the January transfer window, apart from the Burnley game, obviously, but we've not lost since we beat City. Another one is from Opta Joe, by the way. Arsenal and Liverpool on Wednesday will be the first Premier League match between the two sides on 5+ game winning runs in the competition. So Liverpool and Arsenal playing each other on Wednesday will be the first time that both teams facing each other have won 5 games in a row. Since 2009, the time we played Liverpool and we drew 4-4. Arshavin, 4! Great old days, man. Andre Arshavin, very good player. What a player. He was a good player for 1 season or 2 seasons, but he used to score some really good goals. So Martin Odegaard created 5 chances in the first half. The most chances in the first half of a Premier League, the most chances created in the first half of a Premier League game by an Arsenal player since Mesut Ozil in 2017. Martin Odegaard, guys. Martin Odegaard. What an unbelievable player. I am really happy with that. Thank you guys for joining. That is a win for us. Let's hope we can keep going. I'd like to know before I end it, what's your prediction for Arsenal versus Liverpool? What's the best you think we can get from the Liverpool game? Do you think we should be aiming for a draw? If you're aiming for a draw, that means you're going for a back five. Maybe start with Holding. Maybe start with Tierney and Tavares, both of them on the pitch. What do you think the results will be against Liverpool in midweek? I know we'll get a couple. I know we'll get a goal. The problem is keeping them quiet will be hard. Especially I've seen Luis Diaz playing recently. I'm even more scared of him than Mane and Salah. I don't even know if Salah is going to be there. He got subbed off the other day against Brighton. I love Lacazette, but Ashavin or something else, man. If in case you've never seen, I believe you've seen it by now. I believe most of you are watching. There's 100 of you watching on Facebook and YouTube. I believe at least 90 of you remember the goal Ashavin scored against Liverpool, the 4 goals. And I also believe you remember the goal he scored against Barcelona 2011, right? And I believe you remember the goal he scored against Man United at Old Trafford. He was an incredible player. I'll do a video about him soon. Let's see what Anu says. Anu says Ben White is better than Varane. Now, if you look at the history, obviously Ben White has never won the Champions League, but of course he's never won the Champions League and the World Cup. How old is Ben White? How old is Varane? Of course, Ben White still has more time. And by the way, if I'm not an England supporter, I know some of you are, but if that manager Southgate picks Maguire over Ben White, oh my goodness! If he picks Maguire over Ben White, oh my goodness. Already we know Wan-Bissaka, not anything against Man United, but if someone like Wan-Bissaka goes to the World Cup instead of Trent and James, I'll know there's something that he loves about those Man U players. Because seriously, there's no way Maguire enters this team ahead of Ben White. Not only that, if Ramsdale is not in that starting lineup, Tactical says 2-1 sadly is my prediction. However, I think we can get a draw or a win. If we perform well and they beat us 2-1, fine. As long as we go into the Aston Villa game confident. What you don't want to happen is you go and you lose 4-0 and then all the confidence is knocked out. No. Remember how good we felt about ourselves when we went to Liverpool and we played with 10 men for like 80 minutes and we still managed to draw. If we can put up another defensive performance like that, like the way we did at Liverpool away from home back in January, I'm very, very happy with that. So I'm very, very confident. So thank you guys for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed that game. That is 5 wins in a row. A Thomas Partey masterclass, what a player. An Aaron Ramsdale masterclass, a Ben White masterclass, and more importantly, a Mikel Arteta masterclass. Thank you for joining in. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll definitely catch up with you guys on the next one.